Hello and welcome to the weather update. And it was another hot day today, and humid day as well, and absolutely broiling here in the furnace that is my urbanized hellhole that I'm stuck living in. But other parts of Long Island weren't quite as bad. And you'll see again the thunderstorm activity far away from us, mostly in Pennsylvania and upstate. Then that mostly sun. I see a little bit of haze, maybe a little bit of haze, a little more toward the east end. But other than that, plenty of sunshine today. And yeah, I did go out there and I looked at some of the blue sky today just for a little bit. Late, like 4 o'clock, just at Pine Lawn. It was still hot at this time, and it was still very hard to walk out there without overheating. But I wanted to enjoy some of that blue sky. At least get away from my urbanized hellhole that I'm stuck living in right now. So I'm gonna call it that because it's so hot here. It's hot. I mean, literally nobody in my building runs air. You walk in here and it's a furnace. Nobody in my building runs air conditioners. I don't know. The people who I live with are not in my building. They're not human. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. How can you not have air conditioning on? But anyway, it just makes my air conditioner having to work that much harder and all that other stuff. And so let's go over our current conditions outside right now, and you'll see yes, we're severe weather in a little bit of severe weather. Looks like we have one tornado watch, but not a whole lot of warnings going, just a few severe thunderstorm warnings. But looking at this, looks like some areas have air quality alerts, mainly inland, not near the coast. Looking at our current observations, you'll see it's 75. Oh, I wish it was 75 where I was. You see the dew points up there at 72, but where I am, it's 80.
Oh, I hate this place!
But anyway, yeah, you can see pretty much 70s. Do have a southerly wind, and if you're on the South Shore, probably even cooler. Well, generally mid 70s, except in the city where it's around 80, and in my urbanized hellhole that I really need to get out of, but a bunch of snobs are just in my freaking way. Anyway, let's go to highs for the day. I'm trying. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to rant. I do apologize. I'm human, all right? And I absolutely can't stand the hot box that I'm in right now. 86 degrees was the high at Islip, 86 at Farmingdale. Probably was 90 where I was. 90 at LaGuardia. It's a little cooler today in other parts of Long Island because there was more of a southerly component. Looks like Central Park got to 89. And on the South Shore, generally only low 80s. And then looking at Jersey, around 90 degrees. Toms River, no doubt, pretty hot there unless you're right at the shore. And if you go a little bit inland, like Lakehurst, you're in the low 90s. Some areas in central Jersey got to the mid 90s today. Let's look at the lows. And lows were around 70 degrees, except in the city where they're around 78, 77. I'm sure that's what it was like in my alley. And Toms River got down to 69. At least it cools off at night there. Can't say that for the urbanized hellhole. So let's go to the climate statistics on the Weather Service page. I've got a real throbbing headache, so that's another thing. I'm sitting here in the dark. I've got a fan blowing on me, and 74 in here. I mean, I need two ACs in this place. Small little apartment, It's just so hot here. 86 degrees was the high at Islip. Only 4 degrees above normal, all right, but the low is 71, so we're actually 5 degrees above normal for the day at Islip. Let's look at Central Park. 7 degrees above normal there. Central Park did hit 90 today. And it's probably what it hit over here too, in Mineola, in the urban hellhole section of Mineola. Yeah, 7 degrees above normal at Central Park. And let's see what Newark got it to. Probably even warmer there. 92, yep. 7 degrees above normal for the day as well there. So yeah, it was a hot day, and I'm just not feeling well, so it's making me pretty cranky. Took an ibuprofen. Hopefully this headache will go away. Sit in front of the air conditioner because it's just not cool enough in this room. 75. That's not cool enough, man. Anyway, not when I'm not when I'm walking around and then I get to that corner and literally it's like walking into a furnace. Once you pass the block to the south of me, it's like you walk into a furnace. The wind dies and it just gets so hot. But anyway, you'll see here mostly no showers, no thunderstorms around. Not a whole lot of activity, actually. It doesn't look like there's really that much activity going on tonight as far as storms go, and therefore I'm not going to talk about them. Let's go to the Modus satellite, and you'll see here that we have, again, plenty of sunshine over the northeast. Not a whole lot of smoke. The smoke is heading to Greenland, though. You can see a big cloud of it. That's a very thick cloud. Looks like it's heading to Greenland. That's pretty crazy right there. And we're going to actually talk about the highs across the whole here, because this heat just goes way up, all right? As I was saying in last night's weather update, you can go well up into Montreal. You'll still be in 90 degrees. There's no relief. Even Halifax at mid-80s. You think you'd get some kind of relief there. I think you have to go all the way to Newfoundland. Yeah, now you're talking cooler weather, 60s. But the heat, look at how far it extends again, well up into, at least it didn't get quite as bad. Well, at least I don't see any 90s up here, but still pretty far north. North would extend for the 90s here, the heat, generally speaking. And you look at the whole country as a whole, you'll see all the heat generally in the east. So you can see the middle of the country now has some cooler air. I think you have a lot of heat out west as well going on. So let's go to our weather map here and our weather prediction center map, and you'll see there's a weak cold front. I say weak because this is barely going to even make it through here. And then for the severe risk, we've got one area of enhanced in that Colorado area that we have for tomorrow. That slight risk moves a little further south into Oklahoma. So let's go look at the models here, and GFS to start here first. And again, you'll see that we have tomorrow will be another day where we're not really going to see much in the way of rain. And then as we get into Saturday, you'll see, again, just a chance to showers mainly over Jersey and inland, heat of the day type of stuff. It's when we get later into Sunday into Monday that we have a little bit of a low pressure area come through, and it'll bring us some more substantial rain chances. And then it looks like maybe a weak high pressure builds in next week. So he's trying to show some weak high pressure building in. And maybe there'd be some drier air behind that. We'll have to see. I will put the dew points on the map here. We'll see if we can get some relief from this humidity, because the humidity is just... it's one thing if it's in the 80s or even near 90, but when you have that humidity, it just makes it that much unbearable. You can see the humidity, we don't really get a big break from the humidity at all going into next week. No real break from it. Maybe it eases just a slight bit because we're not getting any flows from the north. And again, you have that crazy jet stream configuration that's not going to let any of the air from Canada come down here. So let's go to the... Though you might not want that anyway because it'd be full of smoke. So let's go to the HRRR model here. We'll go to the... and we'll actually start with the dew points first. So you'll see again, this is the wind flow and the dew points. You see that we do have that southeasterly, almost easterly flow tomorrow developing. So it should hopefully make it a little cooler, though. Again, here in here in hell, it might not actually make much of a difference. And then for Saturday, we have, again, that southeasterly flow, which is good. Maybe it'll hopefully keep the temperatures down. But the thing is, you notice there aren't a whole lot of barbs, so the actual wind speed is going to be low. So that means by the time that air makes it inland, it's going to be hot. So, the South Shore is the place to be. Tonight, we're probably only going to get down to the low 70s. And for tomorrow, it is showing less heat. So I don't think anywhere on Long Island makes it to 90, but I still think if you're inland, you're going to be well to the 80s, mid to maybe even upper 80s. South Shore, you'll be in the upper 70s and low 80s. And if you're inland, even further, like in New Jersey, you'll be dealing with temperatures near 90 degrees. And then Saturday, a similar type of setup, as you see there. A similar type of setup for Saturday, generally speaking, 80s on Long Island, though 90 could be possible in New Jersey. Let's go look at our precipitation here, because there probably isn't going to be a whole lot going on, because you'll see all that activity is inland. That's where the heat is. That's where the instability is. We have the marine air along the coast, which will inhibit that. And it'll be the same deal, I think, on Saturday as well. All right. And so let's go to a little further along here. We'll go to the GFS. Switch back to the GFS, and we'll look at the dew points and wind flow. So here's Saturday. Sunday, you see that we continue with that southerly flow. Monday, we have that little low that could come through and, again, bring us some rain. That would be our next chance of rain, Sunday into Monday. And then as you get into Monday, you see the winds become more westerly, and that drops the dew points a little bit. So we do have some relief from the dew points, perhaps Wednesday and Tuesday, just slight relief. The winds go a little more westerly, but that could also bring in more heat. So let's look at the actual air temperatures. As we get into Sunday, you'll see that Sunday will probably be on the cool side. Then as we get into Monday, things probably heat back up to the mid-80s. And then Tuesday, yep, we're well into the 80s, maybe close to 90. If there's no sea breeze, it's going to be hot. And then here we are Wednesday, dealing with another more heat again next week, Wednesday and Thursday. So get ready for more heat next week. Let's go to the skies next, and we'll look at the clouds. And I think tomorrow we'll probably have another decent amount of sunshine, maybe a few more clouds around. But other than that, Saturday we'll probably have more, maybe a mix of sun and clouds. And then as we get to it Sunday, that's the day. Sunday and the Monday, that is the day that we're going to see perhaps some rain. And then we might clear it out Tuesday, and we might have a nice day on Tuesday, though it'll be a little hot. So let's go to the... what am I going to? Precipitation. Just this heat. Just so hot in here. Well, let's go. All right. Total accumulated precip. Let's see how much rain falls from that. Most of that rain is going to fall, I think, Sunday into Monday. Well, it looks like, again, it takes most of the rain inland. So I'll have to see if Long Island gets into that. That's just too soon to tell with that. Let's look at the RGM now for the skies as we head into tomorrow. And I think we'll have some fog and stratus to start, and then it'll burn off in the afternoon. We have a few high or mid-level clouds around. And then as we get into Saturday, similar type of deal, maybe a few more. You might see a few more altocumulus and maybe even some cumulonimbus in the distance. So, again, it doesn't look like it gets to Long Island. Again, it's Sunday that we get into that thicker moisture, and that could be our rainy day perhaps as we get that far out. If we look at the precipitation on here, let's see what happens as we get into Sunday. That could be our rainy day right there. So we'll have to see what happens with that low. It's well in the distance. The NAM 12 doesn't even go that far out, so I think anything goes that far. Oh, the NAM 12 does go that far out. NAM 12 not quite as impressive with the rain, so we'll have to see. But we'll have to see what happens. But that would be our next chance for any significant weather would be Sunday. I think everything's going to be fine until Saturday, through Saturday, for Long Island anyway. Lastly, do I even need to look at the smoke models? I mean, I'll look at them. Let's go to the wrap here. And the reason why, not so much for us, but because of that smoke that's going to be moving in over Greenland, which is going to be pretty crazy. So let's go look at the vertically integrated smoke here. And look at that. There's the smoke going over Greenland tomorrow. How's that for crazy, huh? But as far as us, it's not showing any much smoke in the sky, at least. And look at that. It's going to wind up going all the way to Europe after that. Let's go to the Let's go to the near surface smoke model and see if any of that near surface smoke actually winds up making it to Greenland. Not showing that it will, but it's showing some over here. So I'm wondering if they are actually getting some near surface smoke in Greenland, perhaps. Let's just go back to the weather and hazards map for a moment. I'm going to put this onto the current station plot because this is something I don't ever remember. Wildfire smoke making it into Greenland. That's pretty crazy. But let's look at some observations here and see if we can get some observations from this before I wrap up this video here. And we'll see if we actually have any smoke being reported on any of these sites here. That's warm for Greenland too. 50. I mean, that's warm. 45 doesn't really show there's any smoke there or not being reported. Nuke. It's just 6.21. No smoke being reported yet, but it's possible the smoke hasn't arrived yet. They make it pretty far up there too. Let's see. Just curious. We'll look again tomorrow night and see if they have it. Any smoke being reported. But I mean, it's pretty crazy that the smoke has made it that far north. And it will. It's just gonna go right into Greenland. It's absolutely crazy. We've never seen stuff like this before. But anyway, I think we wrap up this weather update now, and I'm gonna just lie down and, maybe just close my eyes, turn the lights on in front of the air conditioner so I can get rid of this throbbing headache. Anyway, I was fine until I got back to Minneapolis. I was fine on the South Shore. I was fine. But we all know they're a bunch of entitled snobs. They don't want they think people like me should just die in the heat. That's what they want. We're not gonna get their way though. Keep fighting. It's too I didn't mean to say that word. It's just too damn hot in here, man. It's too hot. I don't know what's going on with this neighborhood, but it's just gotten so much hot. It's so hot this year. It wasn't like this other years. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on exactly, but and the people that live here like it. They like it hot. They like it hot because I guess that's where they come from. But I can't take it. Thank you for watching. Good night, and I'm sorry, very sorry for ranting. I just, when you have a throbbing headache, it makes you really, really irritable. I'm sorry. Have a good night.